Now the third time I've tried to film this video, and I don't know like what's going on today, like something's going on with the weather, like I don't know what's happening, but I just want to film this video because yeah. So I filmed a while back this video talking about my relationship with YouTube, where I talked a lot about like YouTube behind the scenes and stuff like that, and this is kind of like part 2 for it, I guess. And you know, this all started today when I did this really dangerous thing that I'm not gonna do again. I went on to one of these websites. It's like kind of like Reddit, I guess. It's not Reddit. I don't spend time on Reddit, I just can't. But it was this website, and I mean, it is basically a website of hate. Like, really, to describe it to you, it's just like people going on there criticizing YouTubers, not like all YouTubers, just like a specific type. And I didn't read stuff about me. I'm not on there. It wasn't like a magic thing. It was something completely separate from magic. I didn't go on there for me. It wasn't like I was trying to read stuff about myself. I wouldn't do that. That's weird. But no, it was about someone, and people were giving this person such a hard time because they did a lot of like sponsored videos, and people were like really upset by that. And a lot of people, and like this was just like absolutely like mind-blowing to me. They were spending so much time and like so many pages of comments. You know, if you have like a really long form, then you can go to like the next page. So many pages of comments like criticizing how this person looked, and was saying how ugly they looked and like all this stuff, and how fat, and like maybe she's pregnant. And I'm just like, why does that matter? Why does what this person look like matter to you at all? And you know what? And like, this is kind of like a segue into like this other point. So when I started on YouTube, I mean, I don't even remember like when I started watching beauty videos and stuff like that, but I started out in the beauty community, which kind of has transformed a lot and changed a lot since it has begun. In some ways better, in some ways worse. And you know, there was a lot of stuff that really drove me crazy about it. And the whole idea that like these women had to like go onto YouTube and everything had to be like so perfect, and like the thumbnails had to be perfect, and like they had to be perfect, and like their hair had to be great, and like their makeup, and like their nails, and like I've now switched, and now I don't really watch as many beauty videos, and now I watch planner videos. And I was reading this one comment, and it like drove me crazy. And it was like, oh, like, so I don't know how to like really describe this to you, but okay, so you know how in like magic games, if I'm showing you guys like the magic game, or you watch like any sort of thing where it's like, hey, look what's happening, that overhead view, like where I take my camera and then I like put it overhead, so you could see like obviously my fingernails. And this one girl was like, yeah, I don't watch like videos if the person doesn't have painted nails and their nails don't look good. And I like swear I lost like 20 brain cells. I was like, what? I was like, why does that matter? Listen, I understand if your nails are like ratchet and like gross. I would be like, can I literally just use the word ratchet? I'm really sorry. I don't know why I never use that word. That was like really weird. But yeah, like, oh no, you know what it was? I was watching this stupid thing on YouTube earlier, this stupid thing, and like this whole kid clothing line, and he had this ratchet clothing line, and he was like on fleek, and okay, I lost brain cells there too. It's been a day of that. So, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh gosh, sometimes when I'm filming videos, I can anticipate where people laugh at the silly things I do, so I laugh a little bit, because I'm like, oh, someone probably finds that funny. Anyways, so yeah, that like drove me crazy, how she was like, I won't watch videos if your nails aren't painted or whatever. And like, I think one of the things that really turned me off from that community was like the negative energy that I think surrounded so much of not just women, guys too, and it was like a really negative sort of thing about like this standard of like how people were supposed to look, and like what types of videos you're uploading too much, you're not uploading enough, and it was just like a really sort of like not good type of community, and I like really wasn't a huge fan. Another thing that was really unhealthy about it that I didn't like was this sort of consumerism mentality. And I think with magic, I don't know how to really phrase this, but I feel like it's a little bit different. So in the beauty community, say I film beauty videos and I buy a new lipstick and I'm like, yo guys, this lipstick is lit, y'all need it. And then you watch it and you're like, oh man, MTG guys has a lipstick, I need that lipstick too. I feel like with magic it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit like, I mean, I don't know, I mean, I guess some people have said, oh, that card that you use is really cool, I need to buy it too, but like, I feel like too, like, none of the cards that I have are like crazy expensive. Oh, honey, sorry, my cat's crying, and he sounds really sad. I hate when he gets like this, he gets like really upset, and he like cries a lot. I know he's like 12, and he's still like a little baby. So anyways, the money situation. So, it was basically the entire community was like consumerism. And one really main thing that drove the beauty community was limited edition stuff. And this is like seriously like one of like the biggest, I don't know, like it draws you in like marketing techniques that you can really do. Oh, this thing is limited edition. It's gonna go away soon. You need it because if you want it, you're never ever gonna be able to find it again. Too bad. Sucks to suck, basically. And like that whole type of mentality with all of like these beauty products, and I got so into it and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then, you know, the more like I was like thinking about it and I was like, all right, first off, I don't need like 20 different blushes in my collection. Oh, that's the wrong drawer. Alright, so like, we're gonna be talking about makeup. I don't care. This is like, these are my blushes, which a lot of people will think that this is excessive. I think some of them are a little bit different, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. That even seems like too much, and I'm like, oh, I don't need that many products. And like, given I'm the type of person where I do like to experiment with stuff, but anyways, some of these people have like, you know, 10 times that and like crazy amount, and it's just like really crazy to me. And like that consumerism appeal at first was like, yo, I just want everything, especially that limited edition stuff. And then I just became so like, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to waste my money on that? Like, that's not realistic. And like, you know, with makeup like expires. Like if you collect millions and millions of products, like, hey, guess what, that stuff expires. Okay, but relating this to the magic world, magic cards are different because, like, a magic card can't expire. Like, I mean, I guess a magic card getting expired, the best way of putting it is, like, it gets banned. But, yeah. So, like, anyways, I got into, like, that mentality, and it was, like, very, very unhealthy. I was, like, blindly, like, dumping, like, a lot of money into this, and it was, like, not good. And then I don't know when I, like, took a step back, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I stopped. My subscriptions just plummeted. Like, I just didn't subscribe to these people. I actually even started like a beauty channel, you know, a couple times, and then I just didn't do it. I just didn't feel right. I just didn't want to do it. And I was like, this is not something that I want to do. This is not something that I want to talk about. Like, people who are like priding themselves in this collection. And like, okay, so like, here's the deal and I didn't want to come off like, you can't spend your money on that. Like, you can spend your money on whatever it is that you want to, like, spend on. Side note on that. Okay, so this is my planner, and I love it, and I decorate it with stickers, and there are a lot of people, and this was another thing that I read on that internet board that made me really mad. People were like, this is stupid, it's childish, I can't believe you're wasting money on that, and, like, this legitimately helps me with my anxiety, and, like, helps me get organized with my life, and helps me remember stuff, and if you honestly have a problem with me putting stickers, like a sticker on this piece of paper, like, seriously, like, you have a problem with that? Like, I can't even believe that people get, like, so upset about that. I don't know. But I don't know, does, like, that make sense when I'm talking about blowing money on makeup? And that's what I want to say. Like, I'm not criticizing people for spending that much money. What I mean to really say is, and I'm sorry if I misspoke, I didn't want to buy stuff like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to misspoke there. I didn't mean to say that. It's just not for me. And I didn't want to promote that lifestyle. Listen, if you want to go out and buy 100 blushes, go for it. If you want to go out and buy 3 foil Jace the Mind Sculptors, hey, go do it. Don't go in debt doing it, but do whatever you want if you can afford it. And again, I will continue to buy stickers for my planner because that's what I'm really into right now. And that's what I really like to do. So, like, that whole, like, consumerism thing was really not for me. And then now I'm kind of in a place where I'm keeping track of my finances. Hey, look, guess what? In my planner. For all those people who are like, it's stupid. Is your life organized? Is your life together? Ha, I bet not, because my life's in a planner, and it's great. I love it. Sorry, I'm, like, really, really into my planner, and people get really, like, oh, that's so, I just want to, you just need to stop. Like, that makes me really upset. It's like, this is my hobby. I don't make fun of you for playing racquetball. I don't know why I picked why did I just pick racquetball? That was the most random thing I could think of. Golf. Okay, I don't understand golf. I just don't get it. But I'm not criticizing people who play golf. Okay? Okay. Glad we had this talk. So yeah. And even with stickers, I'm really, like, limiting myself. I'm, like, trying not to spend, even just, like, not spend as much money. That's just, like, something that I'm trying, like, you know, not to do. I'm trying to, like, find, like, a real big people job now. Oh man, the other day, like, my parents' friends came over and they were, like, asking me what I'm doing. I was like, I'm finding, like, a big people job right now. True life, that's what I'm doing. But, yeah, I'm trying to, like, be really, like, smart about finances and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's something that it's really important to me. And, you know, again, I see, like, I think, like, that was the one thing with, like, one of the things with the beauty community that was, like, it was promoting that consumerism. And it was, like, it was never ending. Like, it was just a cycle of death. It was like, oh, hey, you gotta check out this new lipstick. It's awesome. 1 week later, okay, so you buy it. 1 week later, oh my gosh, guys, you need to check out this lipstick. And it never ends. Then you just have so much makeup. Like, it's just crazy. And I couldn't do it anymore. It was, like, too much. Keeping up with, like, all that limited edition stuff was, like, a full-time job. And I was like, nah, no, bro, we're not doing that. So, that was really frustrating. Okay, so I talked a little bit about, like, sponsorships and stuff like that in this video, and, the whole kind of thing about that is, you know, when I started to, like, okay, so, like, one thing that I think a lot of, like, YouTubers, like, you know, some of them kind of tend to do is, oh, like, and use is not the right word that I want to say, but they, like, not take advantage, but, like, they say, oh, I'm really successful in YouTube. Let me try something else. You see a lot of YouTubers, they come out with clothing lines, they come out with, like, all of this other stuff. And so, like, I had been thinking, this was the night that I had the epiphany, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I really want to make my custom tokens for you guys, and I really want to put them on my Etsy shop. And I was really kind of nervous, but really excited to make that video because I was worried that people were going to be like, you're just using your YouTube's, like, I don't want to say success, I'm not, like, crazy successful, but, like, I have people who follow me, I have some people who pay attention to me, and I didn't want people to think that I was doing that for the wrong reasons, like, I'm doing this, like, for money, or I'm doing this, like, to get attention, or, like, whatever, but it's like, you know what, like, I am working on my Etsy store and doing this because I just love to make stuff. I just really like to. When I made a bunch of my custom tokens for friends, I didn't charge them anything. It was just, hey, you're awesome, let me make you something, because I could do that. And it was just, like, it's a really fun thing for me to do. It's not like, oh my gosh, I have, like, 80 tokens to work on, this is so hard, I don't want to do this. Like, it's not like that. It's just a really sort of fun thing that I really do enjoy. And, you know, like, I think that some people will, you know, every time there's a type of sponsorship or every time there's some sort of, you know, bringing in, like, something, I think people try to, like, look in through it. And I'm not saying that anyone did for, like, my Etsy stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, this was me being worried that I was gonna make that video and get a lot of flack for it, and I was really concerned, like, to even do it in the first place, because I didn't want people to think that I was doing it for kind of, like, the wrong reasons. So, and you know what, people can think whatever they want. I mean, there's probably people who are gonna think that with me and with every other YouTuber out there, but, like, you know what, I don't know about every other YouTuber out there, but I know for myself personally that, I'm real with you guys. I'm, like, straight up, like, real talk, like, this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing, and this is me being open, and this is me being honest, and I think, like, you know, I I think too, like, it's surprised me, I guess, by how much, like, that has been, like, well received, because when I think about a lot of the way that other YouTube videos and other YouTubers are like with their videos, very professional, they got professional lighting, they got, like, thumbnails that are great, I was about to say on fleek, to be completely honest, like, you know, all this stuff is great, and I don't do that, so I thought, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, people are, like, not gonna pay attention to me, because I'm just, hey, I'm Tracy, I like magic, you know, but then when people, like, when you guys like that, I'm just like, oh, alright, I'm doing something right. That sounds good to me. So, but again, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just being who I am. And I think that's really, you know, great that I'm like able to do that on this creative outlet. And you know what? I love YouTube. This is so fun for me. Like, this is never felt like a burden. It's even like, you know, making 3 videos a week. It's never like, oh my gosh, I have to film. It's never like that. It's really fun. I think too, like, part of the thing with my vlogs, I know not everyone's like into them, but you know, my whole thing is if I like the person enough, I'll totally check out their vlogs because I think they're really interesting. Right now, I'm pretty selective, I would say, about the types of people who I watch on YouTube. Like, I'm not someone who's like, and even like Twitter, like even anything, I'm not the type of person who's like, let's follow 1 million people. Like, I just can't do that. I prefer to have like those people, the select people who I like really like to watch. And that's just like kind of how I do it. And so I feel like with vlogs is you get like a more, this is who I am, and like these are my friends, and like that whole thing, like, you know, this is my life, and I'm sharing, like, of course I'm not vlogging every day, but like this is, you know, a portion of my life that I'm like sharing with you guys, and I never want to be like in the dark about that. I never want to be like, top secretive boy band I can't tell you about. That was an Avengers reference, let's just talk about that. So, I love that movie. That movie is great. But yeah, I really love this, and you guys are awesome, and like, this has always been something that's been like really fun for me. I love doing it, and I get really, can I tell you, I get so bummed when this point of the video happens where I don't have anything to say, and I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking, but I don't know what else to say because the video's over, but I'm like, maybe if I think of just one more thing, it'll lead me to like point C, D, E, and F, and then all the way to Z, and then I'll talk for another like 20 minutes. Like, that sounds fine, right? Yeah, so, yeah, if you're someone who's been with me from the beginning, thank you. If you're someone who's like just joining me, thank you. Welcome to the Jellyfish Club. Also, speaking of the Jellyfish Club, okay, so I had an epiphany, and I thought it would be really cool. And what I thought about was I could do like my Etsy stuff on there. Like, I could talk to you guys about like my tokens, and like have an album where I could show you guys like tokens that I've made and stuff, but also just like another way to like communicate. If I'm in a Facebook group, would that be something that people would be interested in? Let me know. Just an idea. It's just an idea right now. I'm just kind of like toying with it, so yeah. Alright guys, that's all I got. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.